Hi everybody, Matt Sweetwood here, having another moment on South Cove in Battery Park. If you look around, you can see there's a pretty severe storm passing in. In fact, I was here actually, oh look at that, like right out of the back of my head. I was here and people were telling me that I should be heading for the hills, and I probably will do that in a few minutes. But I wanted to share with you this sort of beautiful spot where, you know, there's like this storm coming in. It was an amazing sky. I posted pictures on it. And one of the things, this has been a really rough week. It's been a rough week at work. And, you know, everybody's had rough times in their lives, times when, you know, it's just the daily pressures get to you. And tonight, you know, I finally had a little bit of time off. And I had a friend I asked for dinner, and they weren't able to make it, and my daughters weren't around, and it ended up being sort of a night alone. And, you know, after working so many days in a row, ending up with a day alone, it used to really bother me. It used to be, you know, the time alone was always very dreadful for me. This week it was a little bit, was easy to get shaken up this week because I actually heard a story on Sunday night, a little shout out to Rolando Gomez, who is writing a book and told me a story about people who get mesh surgery and all of the terrible things that happen to them. I'm on a nonprofit, and one of the board members actually had to step down because there's a potential problem with one of his children. And so, you know, there's been other, you know, emotional issues this week. In the past, I always used to think that, well, you know, I always needed to be around people, and I always, it just, you know, when you're alone and you're sitting alone in your home or your apartment, but it's not like that for me anymore. I now really try to make my time as productive as possible. So when I found out that nobody was going to be around, that I really was going to be alone tonight, I said, you know, let's go do something fun. And I ended up walking down to Battery Park here, and this amazing storm is coming in. And if you look, you see that cloud line like right above my shining bald head? You can see that the storm looks like it's going to kind of just miss the spot that I am. Of course, if I get zapped by lightning, this is going to be the biggest viral video that I've ever done. But in any event, let's hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, it's really about enjoying the time alone. And so I try to make tonight productive for me in a spiritual way, in a relaxation way, and actually do something. I did some photography, which I didn't have a chance to do. When the storm came in, it opened up the sky. If you look on my wall, probably right below this, you're going to see just an incredible picture of the sunset over Jersey City. And I wouldn't have had that opportunity. You can see the lightning, everybody kind of screaming around here. It's a pretty spectacular spot. But this is a key thing that I'm telling people in their lives, is that learning to love being alone is really a transformative thing for you in your life. It's when you make decisions in your life because you don't want to be alone. You make decisions in your life because I need to have company, so we choose bad relationships. We choose to hang around friends that are not good for us. In fact, when we dread being alone, what we end up doing is we end up measuring the dread of being alone against people who we could potentially be with who are not even good for us. But when you learn to love being alone, so tonight there are people I could have gone to hang with, but that to me wasn't going to be as interesting as spending time alone, maybe going back later, writing, having a dinner, reflecting, refreshing myself, doing a chance to sit here. I mean, I don't know, if I was with somebody, they would have said, I don't want to go out and there's a lightning storm coming, I don't want to do any of this stuff. But I didn't want that to happen. I really wanted the opportunity to come out here and do what I wanted to do. So when you learn to love being alone, you tend to measure the company you're with by that. And so if they're not going to be better than the time you can have being alone, you know, that quality time, then you're not going to choose to be with bad people or people that don't enhance your life. They don't even have to be bad. So for me, I would rather spend the time alone, do something productive, talk to you folks out there, do some photography, write something, think, enjoy, maybe go back, watch the Olympics, do something like that, than choose to be with somebody that I don't want to be. So for me, I think this is a fundamental aspect in adding happiness into my life, which is really the understanding that being alone is not a bad thing. In fact, it can be a great thing. And if it's just really your attitude about it. Hey, wait, let's make my classic photography mistake in the middle of this. Let's do this. Wait, 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 wait. I'm really liking this. Wait, there we go. There we go. Orb on top of my head. Finding that funny. Anyway, so back to what I was saying, which is learning to like to be alone. Love that time that you have alone. Don't dread it. Find things to do. You know, if you've had a relationship just end, sometimes that's the hardest time to deal with being alone. But realize all of the things that you can do when you are alone. They're just amazing. You know, you can redecorate your apartment, do it the way you want, turn the temperature you want, watch what you want on TV, go where you want, eat what you want, start to do some of the things that you didn't get a chance to do. So when I advise people when they come out of a relationship like that, is the first thing you should do is go do something that you couldn't do when you were in the relationship because the other person didn't want it. And for me, I'm sitting here, I'm really almost alone here. I'll sort of spin around. There's a few brave souls that are kind of standing out here. But it's just me, Statue of Liberty out there. You can see the sunset is appearing, the storm is going. It's actually really kind of red. You see where I'm pointing out there? It's like red and purple. And then if you look over there, the storm is heading, probably pounding Central Park. But so I get this opportunity because I valued my time alone. I didn't try to find myself, try to be with people that I don't want to be or aren't going to add to my life. Come out here, do some photography, think about things, refresh myself, go home, maybe watch the Olympics, do something even more productive. I think maybe I'm going to write an article. I had a really interesting business meeting this week where before we began the meeting, one of the guys sitting there and said, hey, before we begin this meeting, it was a bunch of guys in the room, it was 5 guys, and he's like, let's be like women do before they have a business meeting, and let's ask each other about our own lives, rather than just getting into the meeting. And I thought that was a really interesting perspective because men should be able to bond just like women do when they have business meetings. And I think I'm going to write an article about that in the Good Men Project. I think it's a worthwhile topic that men should be allowed to show their emotions. But I wouldn't get to think about all of these things if I really didn't have sort of that time alone, didn't have to take care of anybody. So for me, I'm in Manhattan, I'm in a beautiful spot, really enjoying my time alone. And so I'm going to give you some tips out there. You want to have a happy life. There are going to be times when you need to be alone. There are going to be times when it's going to happen to you, maybe even at a time when you don't feel like being alone. So you need to be able to draw on that strength to say, hey, being alone is great. It's something I really love. It's a chance for me to do things by myself and know that you're not going to be alone forever. Tomorrow will come and the people at work or something will happen. Tomorrow is always a better day. So if you learn to love to be alone, you're going to learn to make healthy decisions in your life, healthy decisions about the people that are in your life, and more importantly, you're going to make relationships decisions which are much better for you. They're going to be decisions that are based on comparing that person to time alone. And when when that time alone is of value to you, you're not going to choose to be with people just because it's better than being alone, because being alone is going to be great. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy the storm a little bit, which is the storm line is breaking right over my head right there. It's pretty cool, and then I'm going to say goodnight and hope you all have a great evening. And if you don't have anybody in your apartment, in your life, or whatever, it's okay. Make the best of it. It is great. There are things you can do. Do something tonight that you've never done when you were with somebody, and make a great life, even for the times you have alone. Enjoy the storm. Look at that. I mean, I find that just stunning. You can see the lightning a little bit. Here's a poor soul. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's some guy cruising by there in his sailboat with the sail down. I don't know if I would be on the river right now with lightning coming in. I don't know. Can you guys see that boat right there? I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark. You can see him. He's kind of right there, right at that spot. I don't know. He's going to come by right in front of us. See the lightning? And then you can see it's kind of light over there by the Statue of Liberty. But here's our boater right there. So I figure if lightning strikes, right, he's going to get it. Can you guys see that boat? I don't know if you can see it. It's hard for me to tell. But he's right in front of us right there. That's brave of you. Okay. I don't know if you could hear. Oh, you can see it. It's right over my shoulder right there. It's kind of funny. But I think the storm is breaking, and so it's time for me to say goodnight to all of you guys, and I'm going to go enjoy my alone time. See you guys soon.